Do you remember the night I called you up and told you that I had a little boy?
Yes, I remember you wanted to come home and meet my little girl.
No, that was another time. But anyway, that night, I said that I hadn't even gone back to my room or anything. I just came out of the delivery room and they had me on a cart, and I said, I want to call my folks and tell them. So they took me up to the phone at the desk and I called you, and you told me that you were had just gotten a call to go to work. And that was, we figured out maybe the other day that it was at the Arsenal, right? You'd been called back because it was 1965. It was March of 1965 that he was born. And you'd been called back then, right? Yeah. What do you remember about Bobby, Daddy? Huh? What happened?
He was a plump little lad. I remember when your mother died, you was there at our house and he fell off the table.
Yeah, the kitchen table. He was in his infancy.
Never forget that.
Yeah. But he was roly-poly, wasn't he?
He was.
Little fat tummy. And what happened one day, didn't you and he walk down to the grocery store in Abbotsford?
Well, in Abbotsford, yeah.
Yeah. And you got down there okay, right?
I think, no, I'm sure that your little girls was with us along too.
Yeah.
Sure, we got down there all right, but he decided he was walking home. He was carrying home. We had the groceries too. I did carry him too. He would walk.
Well, see, that was maybe about 1968, something like that.
I was 2 years old, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And then later in life, I think when we lived in Coal City, wasn't there some favorite dish that he liked to make you? He said one night, Grandpa, he says, can I make you some fried potatoes?
Well, that was my favorite dish. He just wanted to know about when I like fried potatoes. Yeah, well, he was making meals all the time.
I know.
Man.
Yeah.
I like fried potatoes. Sure, I like fried potatoes. I thought fried potatoes would be good. Well, he fried potatoes. He didn't eat big potatoes. He just sliced it up. And I never heard of that.
He washed them, I think.
I suppose he did.
But you were used to potatoes that were fried after they'd been cooked. But
yeah.
These were raw fries, weren't they?
Raw fries.
And how did you like them?
I have no idea. That's all much of them.
And wouldn't once in a while when you visited in Coal City, would somebody get out a deck of cards?
Well, we used to play rummy, sure.
Yeah.
Well, girls used to like to play too.
Yeah.
Missy always liked to play rummy.
And sometimes I think maybe, did you play pinochle?
I don't know what we did.
But you played lots of rummy, huh?
But we played already over in Morton. Rummy.
Yeah.
We played in Morton already.
Oh, did you come and visit in Morton too? Yeah.
They have to sit down in the basement in Cindy's bed.
Yeah, right. You had your own bathroom down there, didn't you?
Yeah.
In the shower. Yeah, I don't know where you took your shower, but there was one down there.
Always was cold down there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah. Now, I don't think the bedroom was so cold.
I guess we had enough covers on. I don't
Yeah.
remember I was cold in bed, but I did. I know the washroom was cold.
I remember when Cindy was born, I tried to call you up, and I was still real groggy from the medication that they'd given me. And when Mother answered the phone, all I could say was, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. And Ted grabbed the phone. Remember that, Ted? And you told the news about the little girl that had been born to us, our first child. What do you remember about Cindy? Huh? Do you remember anything about Cindy?
Not particular. I always thought Cindy was very pretty. It's a pretty little girl.
Mm.
I thought she was a lot prettier than Melissa. I never would have told anybody, but I thought Cindy was the prettiest little kid. She'd hang on them steps and, you know.
And what did we tell you about that pretty little girl today? Did we tell you some news about her? How now she's going to go and interview to be assistant professor?
Yeah.
And next year maybe, I just wrote a card to her and I told her, I said I wouldn't be surprised if next year.
But when I stayed with you, Cindy never would make any effort to get anything to eat. But Melissa used to always want to make. Melissa would want to make a meal, you know.
She's the little homemaker, isn't she?
She was always wanting to make something extra.
Yeah, so Grandpa'd have something to eat. I guess Cindy kind of liked to eat too, maybe, huh?
I think they already wanted to eat.
Right.
She'd be making something, I don't know.
And sometimes she'd bake some things.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, she wanted to bake.
Yeah. Do you remember that Philo house? in that big bedroom upstairs?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Like it.
I said, I was wondering who you slept with. Do you remember? When you know, as soon as you walked in the door, there was a double bed there, wasn't there?
Did Mother go down there?
Yeah, Mother, sometimes Mother would have, I guess Mother was,
Oh, anybody slept with me, otherwise.
yeah.
I don't
And you know, the Christmas after Mother died, you know, then 1973, then Marilyn and Bill and John and Mark brought you down, and you had Christmas Eve at our house and Christmas morning.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Mother was gone.
Yeah, because I remember John Boyle got a pair of light blue pants for Christmas that year, and they just didn't fit right, and he was really disappointed. He was just about 15 years old, and things weren't just, you know, right. He tried not to show it, but he was disappointed.
But I know we came home once from there, and we had one boy in the back seat with us, I and Mother, and the other boy was in the front with him. And both of them kids, they slept all the time.
And in the rain.
It was miserable.
Oh, it was terrible. That was the night Ted was installed as the minister down in 50. And it was a miserable night.
I don't remember. I think we had Mark in the
Yeah.
back.
With you and Mom, huh?
Yeah. And they had Johnny in front. But Mark, he slept. He was.
And who slept when you were in that Philo house, when you slept in the room, and then I said across in the same room was a little boy sleeping there.
Bobby was there.
Bobby had his bed, and then across the hall, who slept there?
Well,
Yeah, and how was their room kept?
wasn't very neat.
Right. They kind of had a few things, didn't they? Kind of made a mess. Cindy remembers one night when she was in the 3rd or 4th grade, and you even took her to a basketball game and sat on the bleachers because she wanted to go so much.
I do one time. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. And
I used to go with Bobby. He played ball, I guess.
yeah,
We'd go to the ballpark.
right, yeah. And you'd watch him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he ever got a chance to catch a ball or not. He was always out in the field, but yeah, it was.
Do you remember the time that you and Dorothy tried to find the camp on Parker Road where Missy was, you know, working? That was, you know, not too many years ago. And you went up to a trailer and you knocked, and boy, you went all over trying to find that place, but you never found the camp. I think we took you there another time.
Yeah.
You don't remember that at all, huh?
I didn't know
Yeah. Well, those were my 3 kids, and now Elaine, she had 8 children. Sweet little Michael, and how it hurt so much to see him when he suffered so much when he was sick for so long. You and Mother would tell to one another, talk to one another after you had gone to bed at night, and you were talking about whose death was the hardest to take. And you told Mother that your brother's Henry, but when Mother mentioned to you, well, it was Michael, and you agreed with her. How we all loved and missed that little guy. Will you do me a favor, Ted? Would you get his picture off the dresser once? It's been sitting there all these years, hasn't it? I was pregnant with Cindy, and Elaine was pregnant with Marilyn when Michael died. And I talked to Marilyn the other night on the telephone. I called her up, your granddaughter, and I guess I wanted to know her husband Rick's birth date. Yeah. Here's this picture that's been sitting on your dresser for so long. Huh?
That picture, I think, was even. I don't know how they.
Well, I think it was taken off of another picture. Yeah, and then it was enlarged.
Just it's all right, but I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, he was a cute little guy, though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
But he
he
got
was.
so thin and sick, you know.
I know Marilyn would sing to him, and he'd sing with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Marilyn says to him, "Do you sing when sometimes by yourself? When there ain't nobody around," he said, then you'd sing."
Little Red Caboose and...
He didn't sing when there was anybody there, but
Yeah.
when there was nobody around,
Then he would sing. The B-I-B-L-E?
I can't see that.
Yeah, okay, because of the light and that. Anyway, when we were talking the other day, I was telling you about something about Marilyn when she was a baby, when she was born. not Marilyn, your daughter, but Marilyn, your granddaughter. And you know, I was asking you if you could remember that one of the things Marilyn had that most children don't have when they're born, Marilyn Jung, was a head of hair. Oh, she had the thickest hair. It was long, and I think it needed to be combed from the very first day. Now she's looking forward to the birth of her first child in a couple of months. Who was it that stayed with you and Grandma Bobzin when Michael was so sick? Yeah, Susan, right. She's got a little boy too, doesn't she? Who you like to see when he comes, little Kevin.
He's everywhere.
Yep, he's everywhere. He's into all kinds of things, isn't he? Because that's the way little, I think he was 2 years old in June, wasn't he?
I don't know. I suppose he was 2 years old.
Yeah, on the 30th of June, honey.
If he would be that active, why then he wouldn't be well, you'd say.
Right. But you kind of enjoyed it when Susan was there with you, didn't you? You kind of got close to her and...
Well, Susan, she just acted like we was her boss, and...
Yeah, what happened then the day that she was supposed to go home?
She came and told me, Mama wants to take me along home. Is it all right, Grandpa?
Yeah.
You want to know? And Marilyn was wishing they would take their dad's son along, and they didn't take him along. So
right.
That made Marilyn mad.
Yeah.
And wasn't very long after. Marilyn came said we're going to take him up there.
Yeah, because
Marilyn took her
because
car,
Richard had been
I
staying.
should go along.
Richard had been staying quite a while, hadn't he, with them? Yeah. And of course it was hard.
I think Billy was all out control of that. But
Yeah.
Billy was so unhappy with having him around.
Well, she had John and Mark, who weren't very big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was, who was there? Who was the other boy besides Richard and Michael? We talked about.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
No, but I'm saying, who are the other boys we were going to mention?
Well, what about Tommy?
Tommy, yeah. I don't think he
Maybe
was
he
born
was
yet.
born yet.
Yeah.
But what's the second boy?
That's Joey.